And I just loved it. I just loved being competitive. It just pushes you that little bit further than you would fishing socially.
South Africa versus Namibia. Every year, these two countries compete against each other in a competition known as the International Shore Angling Gala, where top anglers from each country battle for first place. But there is so much more to this competition than what meets the eye. My name is Marek, and my goal is to teach you guys everything there is to know about this competition, how it works, how to qualify, and why people even compete in this competition in the first place.
But we as South Africans really need to create that magic moment today to see if we can walk away as the victors.
I think we just need to do that what we did the first 2 days and keep on working hard.
It gives you that extra drive to compete this year and to maybe tip the scales the other way.
To get to this level, I had to compete at nationals in South Africa, and I had to work myself up against the very best anglers in the country, and now I'm here.
I'm not gonna lie, he made that sound very easy, because the truth is, to get to this level is incredibly difficult. This isn't just any competition. To compete means to represent your country as a top competitor, which means you have to qualify as the best. But how do you even become the best? The first step is to join a club in your province. Each province will have around 10 inter-club competitions within a season, starting from October and ending in April. Within these competitions, there are multiple competing groups: under 16s, under 21s, the ladies, senior development, senior B, senior A, masters and grandmasters. Every one of these competitions has a winner, and these points tally up for each competitor, giving them an overall placement in their province. These placements help competitors to be picked to represent the province on a national level. But the sport is so incredibly competitive, and to remove the element of luck, a ranking system was designed to incorporate one's performance over a period of 3 years. The leaderboard system works as follows: 50% of your current year's rank, plus 30% of last year's rank, plus 20% of the year before last rank, rewarding anglers for performing each year at a club. So after competitors have been ranked on a provincial level, 12 of those top competitors will qualify to fish in the A Nationals, where the same leaderboard concept of 3 years of competitive fishing applies. The top anglers of the A National Series will then be hand selected based on their skills that they excel at to build a team to compete in the International Shore Angling Gala. In other words, the team pickers will select 7 out of the top 18 anglers to compete in this competition. The comp structure is rather simple. It starts off with the warm-up days, and we'll let Speaker describe this to you in a moment. Then there's the opening ceremony, where they cap the newcomers and officially announce the competition open. Then there is the captain's meeting, where the zones are decided for the competition, which is essentially a 15-kilometer stretch divided into 3. And then after the competition days, there will be the prize giving ceremony to reward top performing athletes and to announce the winners of the competition. The competition's point system is very simple. Each angler will be given a scorecard which they have with them on all times on the beach, and every fish they catch will be taken out the water and measured between 2 pegs or sticks to get a total measurement. This measurement is then converted into mass points. For every kilogram will equal 1 point. So if you pull out a shark that's 20 kilograms, that will equal 20 points to your team. And guys, you guessed it, over the course of 3 days, all those points will accumulate and the team with the most points win.
Okay, firstly, I'm the guide for your Protea A side. And the importance of it is simple. You know, your guys come here once a year. There's sometimes a lot of new caps that have never fished this area, and one of the big things is that although you fished it last year, this year banks change, gutters change, you get different scenarios. My role simply is guiding different areas, looking at new banks, gutters, and then just running through the zones every day, which we most probably will fish during the comp, just to get everyone familiarized with that area for that day. For us, practice days, warm-up days is obviously working the areas that we think we might fish during the competition, getting to understand it, see what baits work better than other baits. And then obviously from the guide side, management side, coach side, is to have a look at the anglers, each individual. Some of them have stronger points than others, and then using them to the best of their strengths during the competition.
Now that you understand how the competition works, it's time to look into why people compete. Originally, I wanted to interview the competitors and ask them, but everyone was too camera shy. However, that didn't stop me. I still had too many questions. I wanted to know why they competed, how did they improve to get to this level, and also I wanted to find out from the Namibian side how they felt about losing to South Africa in the last year and what they're going to do about it this year. And to top it off, I wanted to show you the highlights of each day in the competition.
Yeah, my name is Charles Marais and I'm competing in the seniors division.
When did you get your first cap?
Phew. In 1996, when I was 21 years old.
That's amazing. How many caps do you have now?
I've got 15 and I fished this one, will be my 16th one against Namibia.
Who was your hero growing up in terms of fishing?
No, I was Colin Skeepers. He was my hero. Just the way he handled himself, and he's a very good fisherman, and in my opinion the best in South Africa.
Why did you start competing in this competition?
I've always done, when I went to Paul Gym, and it's always competitive in sport and stuff, and it was just, to me, it was like half natural to start. When I started fishing, it was 2 or 3 years, it was like social fishing, and then we got into, I was 15, I think, I was 16 when I started fishing competitively. And I just loved it. I just loved being competitive. It just pushes you that little bit further than you would fishing socially.
What advice would you give anyone who's willing to work towards becoming this level of a competitor?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of hard work, and then I think you shouldn't put too much pressure on yourself. Put in the hard work and then believe the Lord will give you the results.
My name is Corné Creer. I'm the manager of the Namibian senior side, and we enjoy taking part in this competition due to the camaraderie between the two nations and just the thrill of outdoor fishing.
My name is Joe Harman, assistant manager for the Namibian senior team. I think we enjoy participating in this tournament because it's a very competitive tournament. I think it's one of the best tournaments between South Africa and Namibia, where Namibia can actually compete with South Africa. I think other sports, rugby, cricket, it's quite difficult to compete with them, but I think in Namibia we can compete them, and sometimes, as we've shown, we can sometimes beat them as well, and that's what we're going for every time. So I think it's very a good tournament to compete with South Africa.
After losing to South Africa last year, how does that make you feel going into this upcoming competition?
I think like everyone has experienced before, after a big loss like that, especially on this stage of competition, you want to get back, you want to get them back, you want to beat them this year. So I think it made our guys and ourselves, it made them more hungry to just get them back for last year. They're well fished, and South Africa has been always a great competition, and if you want to beat them, you must be on point, you must be the best on that day, and I think that's what we're looking forward this tournament, to get them back mostly.
No, I agree. Look, we've been in this position before. We've lost before, we've won. So I think ultimately, it gives you that extra drive.
Yeah.
To compete this year and to maybe tip the scales the other way.
Yes, definitely.
Lines in, 8 o'clock. No fishing off man-made structures. By die pompstasie, omdat dit 'n grens is daar, so klein stukkie sement wat daar ingaan, jy kan op hom vang. So moenie laat dit jou keer nie.
It's day one and the conditions are far from ideal. But despite this, we quickly find out why these guys are all the top of their country as they all start pulling out a wave of gully sharks. This is a great sign. Gully sharks are the best for competitions because of two things: their size and how common they are. And because of this, they generate a lot of points. But there is one downside. Every competitor knows this, so everyone targets them, and this is where the true competition starts. After the tides shift, the gully sharks started becoming more scarce, but as soon as that happened, a great display of their adaptability was shown as all the fishermen shifted their targets from gully sharks to sand sharks. And sand sharks are also excellent for racking up those points. Although they lack in mass, they are easy to catch and there are loads of them. So the quicker you can get that line in the water, pull out a shark and get back in there, the more points you can score for your team. And this is exactly what all these athletes are doing. But just before the day ends, Zander from the Namibian team has hooked on something big, and if he lands this fish, he'll put Namibia in the lead. It's a silver cob measuring up to 130 centimeters. Now that is an incredible way to end off the first day of the competition.
So it's day 2 of the gala here, and unfortunately South Africa is still behind. I don't think we caught up with them. Today was a really tough day, or another tough day. Conditions have not been ideal, it's far from ideal. And I think early morning South Africa caught up a little bit with them, with the Namibian team. And unfortunately for us, unfortunately for them, they got 3 quick gully sharks in about a space of 15 minutes. And I think any point deficit that we made up in the early morning, they caught up again. So I think tomorrow's going to be a really interesting day. We need to hope for those fish to play along to actually catch up with them. So it's all going to boil down to the very last day. And guys, I think that is what makes it a brilliant test series. Is a very good competition between the guys, and it's very close. Just going to hope for the best.
Day 2 was a difficult day for everyone, and I myself didn't get much footage of any of the catches either. But SA did start making a comeback. On the first day, they were over 140 points behind, whereas on the second day, they were only over 90 points behind, which gave the competitors a lot of hope to make up those points and win on day 3.
So good morning guys, it is day 3 of the gala. We're fishing the southern end of all the zones that we have chosen, and it is one of the toughest areas in Henties Bay. So I'm sure the guys, the bodies are a bit aching this morning, and it all is going to boil down to 7 hours of fishing. The guys are going to push hard, they're going to fish hard. It's going to be hard wade, harsh fishing conditions today. It's not going to be easy. So the guys are ready, got 60 points to catch up, and we have 6 hours to do it, or 7 hours to do it. Namibia is going to push hard. They know the area, really tough anglers, hard anglers, and they can take a punch and they're going to fight back really hard. But we as South Africans really need to create that magic moment today to see if we can walk away as the victors.
The nerves are high, and Namibia takes the lead with not just 1 but 2 massive spotted gully sharks, putting South Africa even further behind than they originally were. And just after them, Duvan manages to catch a beautiful and a good sized eagle ray, but despite that, it's still not good enough to get them back in the lead. Knowing this, Duvan rebaits as fast as he can and gets back out there, and he finally hooks something big. It's a bronze whaler shark. Now this isn't just any fish. This fish is a game changer. It can finally close the gap between South Africa and Namibia. But as luck would have it, none of the marshals were around to assist, and unfortunately, Duvan loses the shark.
70 kilo bronzy.
The tensions are high and the fishing is slow. All of a sudden it's starting to look impossible for South Africa to close that gap. But just before the end of the day happens, there is a bite that might change this whole game around for the South African team. It's an 80-kilo bronze whaler shark. Finally, a fish that could change the game around for South Africa. But now comes the hard part, landing the fish, and between the swell and the current, it is making it very difficult to reel this bad boy in.
Spoke about a little magic moment, and hopefully that was a magic moment. We just landed the bronze around 80 kilos. We had a bit of bad luck this morning. Duvan lost the bronze about 60 kilos. Jay's lost one of about 100 kilos. But hopefully this will make up for it. And one more, guys. One more to pull it through. But, it's been really tough, really hard, tough competition. And yeah, about an hour and something to go. Hope for the best.
The difference. This match was sorted out on day 3. Some surprises, some no surprises. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners in the senior division with a weight of 302.3 kilograms is the team that on day 3 managed to outperform and actually catch better than the other team. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this is the NAM senior team.
South Africa versus Namibia. What an incredible competition. A true show of sportsmanship, skill and passion. It has been an incredible competition. There was something truly special about seeing each one of these fishermen pushing themselves to the limit to become the best and to be the best for their country. It has been an absolute honor to watch this sport in person. I truly hope that this video has inspired you to push yourself beyond your limits, to set goals higher than you have set before, and compete in the International Shore Angling Gala and represent your country on an international level. And I want to take a quick moment to thank all the sponsors of this competition. We appreciate everything you guys do. We truly hope that this sport continues to grow in the future.